Hi Fiona, how are you? This isn't really a planned stream. Hello David, how are you? I'm just fiddling about in the garage because I've got a bit of spare time for an hour, so I just thought I miss my live demos. So I hope the picture's okay and I hope the sound's alright. Hi Richard, how are you? Howdy Rick, Woodwork, how are you? Don McKee, hi, how are you? Martin Shepherd, hello. As I say, I didn't actually plan on doing anything today. I'm just fiddling about. There's no specific subject. I've got a bit of Gonçalo Alves on the lathe, and I have about an hour to spare before I've got something to do, and I thought I'm going to start doing a holoform. So I thought if anybody's there and they haven't got anything better to do, they can get bored by watching me just doing a bit of turning and a bit of chatting in between. Hi, fixing furniture, Sydney Bracken, hello. Hi, Joe Lesko. Retired Ilminster, good afternoon to you, sir. And how are you? Hello, Dutch, good afternoon. As I say, normally I would actually put up a forewarning, but this was just impromptu. So I hope you don't mind the unprofessional part of this. Hang on, I got something's not right here. Hang on a minute. Excuse me. Let's have a look. No, that's not good. That's better. Oh, it's amazing. There's 41 people here. Hello, Shay. How are you? I was missing everybody, you see, having been back to work for the last fortnight, so I thought what I'd do is just put it live, see if anybody's interested. Hello Jennifer, how are you? Nice to see you too, my dear. Tony Eastham, sorry I missed you. Good evening, good afternoon. So I say, this is not really a planned thing, it's not going to be anything wonderful, but thank you Richard. I just thought you might be interested. You can chat amongst yourselves and watch me butcher this piece of Gonçalo Alves. I'm not even sure how far I'm going to get with it today because I've only got about an hour, but yeah, it'd be interesting if nothing else. Hello Roberto, how are you? Andy Cordell was turning this morning, just came in and wondered what I was going to do when the notification came through. Oh well, I think we all have to get a life, don't you? Mike Davidson, hello there, how are you? Mike saying he was there at my inaugural live demo at UKIS back in 2016 when my off-centre goblet went flying. Good fun though, good fun. Yeah, so as I say, this is totally unplanned, but you can chat amongst yourselves. Hello Jerry, how are you? Paddy Bean, how are you too? This might actually just be a big waste of your time, but there we go. We'll see. It's been a while since I've done this because I can't get my screens right, so you must excuse me a minute. That's it. That's better. Okay, that'll be okay. All right, so Lawrence McCordle, good afternoon to you. As I explained to the later comers, if you like, there's nothing specific going to happen, and I'm even going to have a vape, because this won't go on to YouTube. I'll take it down as soon as it goes on. Roger Woods, can't stop, unfortunately. I'm setting off home from work. Okay, Roger, well, nice to have a safe journey home, my friend, and thanks for just popping in and saying hello. Having a cup of tea, Dave Gregory, very nice too. I'll just have a swig of my Diet Coke then. Okay, so I'm going to have a quick vape. Don the... let's go overhead, shall we? So the idea is to... I want to turn this into a holoform. And some of you may know, if you follow me on Facebook, I've been very fortunate to have some of my pieces in an art gallery in a village about 5 or 6 miles away from me, and they do like the holoforms. So I had this was very kindly given to me by my good friend Graham Light a number of years ago, and I want to do a holoform with it, but because it's only about 3 or 4 inches in depth, I've mounted it to a glue block so I can really get a good undertuck there. I've made a central line, and that's what I'm going to work from. So I shall don the respirator, and I think we'll start off with a 3/8 bowl gouge here, and just play around and see what happens. And as I keep saying, there's going to be nothing very much of interest really, apart from watching me butcher this bit of wood and chatting while I'm doing it. Well, I've got it running, got the lathe running at about 1200 revs at the moment, and we'll just see what occurs. I've got the central line here because I won't try and get top and bottom. Just get it virtually the same. I really haven't got any idea either of what shape I'm going to end up with. I will say with Gonçalo Alves, it's rock hard wood to turn. So sharp tools and nice light cuts. Let's just straighten this bit up here. Get rid of the vibration. I think I'm going to end up going for a fairly narrow opening. Yes, a little bit of tear out there, we'll see how that goes. Oh, I don't like that. Maybe we'll just have to put a fresh edge on. Let's just try that. Let's see how that goes. Something not right here. Yeah, that's coming out okay. So a little stop. As I say, this is not a proper, let's see who's joined. Sydney Bracken. Take this off for a minute. Hello Sydney, how are you? What do I think of my new lathe? I'm over the moon with it. It's absolutely brilliant. Really is good. See if I can catch up on some of the old... No, everybody else has... Joseph, hello Joseph, how are you? Nice to see you. Andy from Tletley, hello mate, how are you? You alright? We've had some really heavy rain here and some heavy high winds as well. Richard Old, good afternoon to you. Do you know, you lot are absolutely amazing. I can't, but I've got 84 viewers and they're just watching me fiddling about with a bit of wood. Nothing planned, it's brilliant. As I said, I have missed the old lives, I must be honest. Work is a bugger, isn't it? It's freezing cold, yeah. It's cold in here as well, Leona. It's only 10 degrees in here at the moment. Simon Snowing, good afternoon. Oh, that's very nice of you to say so. Yes, that's always a good, any excuse to stop tidying up anything, isn't it, really? But yeah, as you most probably all know, I'm back to work now, and it's been amazing. This is the first time I cut the grass again this morning. I thought I wouldn't have to get away. I get away with it now, but I cut it again this morning. Cleaned up a load of leaves. A load more have fallen since, obviously, and I thought I'll get into the garage and do a bit of turning because I haven't done anything for sort of well over nearly a fortnight now, actually. And it's amazing how just a fortnight away, how you get out of the swing of things, you know. Anyhow, EW4 Bess from Texas, good afternoon to you and good evening, whatever. Bailey's Woodworks, hello there, how are you? Oh, watching during lunch hour. Well, I'm only going to be on for about an hour. It was just as I have explained to other people, you can all get bored me saying this now. I've missed the old lives, missed getting together with my regulars, if you like, and any new people that come along. So I just thought I'd do it rather than just do a video. I'll have a chat to you as well. And if anybody's got any questions they want to fire at me, then, you know, feel free. As I say, this is totally unplanned. I'm just going back over the... Fred Weinberg, hello there, how are you? My shop is, this is a while ago, my shop is way too neat. Well, I haven't done much in it for a while. Roger Woods, good afternoon. I don't think I said good afternoon to you, did I? So good afternoon to you as well. And Lawrence McCondell, McDonald, good afternoon to you. Let's just see, nobody else, no new names on there. Said hello to Simon, John S. Yes, hello John, how are you? Kevin and Anne. Hello there, how are you? Nice to see you. Thomas Kroll, good afternoon. Well, I don't know about a bonus, it's more like a booby prize really, but nevertheless. Hey Richard Chester, how are you? Good afternoon to you. It's, as I say, it's just really a fly in the wall thing with a lot of chatting in between, nothing planned. I'm not going out on YouTube so I can vape, and if anybody gets upset then I apologise. Dave Oti, hello there Dave, how are you? I missed that actually, Rob, with regards to the finial. I'll try and catch up with all the videos I want to watch, and yours is one of them. Sigurd Allison, hello, how are you? Greetings from Denmark. Greetings from Bedfordshire. I wonder if it's as cold there as it is. I'm sure it's colder there than here, actually. Right, okay, I'll let you carry on with your chatting on the chat. Go back to the overhead, and I'll just start roughly shaping, or continue roughly shaping what hopefully is going to be a holoform. And once again, I'll say to you all, thank you very much for turning up. It means I'm not turning on my own. Okay, let's continue. this is really really hard old stuff, this really is. Just level this bit off here. Do you know what? I'm going to try my 1/2 inch spindle gauge. Let's just see. That's better. Yeah, that's coming on well. It's strange actually, because I very rarely use a bowl gouge on spindle turning, but I thought I'd give that a go today, so I was practicing a bit as well. But I must be honest, I'm much more at home with my spindle gouges on spindle work. I think a lot of it as well is the grind I have on my bowl gouges is not really conducive to spindle work. Make it a bit flatter, I think. You can certainly tell I haven't been at the lathe for a while. It is killing the edge, this gun, Charlotte. Absolutely killing it. No, I'm going to have to quick sharpen. Excuse me a minute while I pop over to the sharpener. It is quite amazing with hardwoods how they dull the edge very quickly. And these are cryo tools and they hold an edge really well. But as well do the other side as well. Just talk amongst yourselves, as you normally do anyway. I'll tell you what, that proves how long it's been, because I put my spindle gauge in the wrong hole. That's better. Right. Let's try again. Right, let's just have a look at this now. Get some sort of shape in there. Right, not much talking going on here because I'm concentrating. Just trying to get a bit of a shape on the entry. Scoop that out. A bit of a lump there. That's better. Just a little bit there. Just trying to refine the shape there. Like that. Yes, that's not too bad at all. Might get the entry a little bit narrower, I think. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, and we'll take a little break there now. As I say, this is just a bit of enjoyment for me, really. See who else has joined. Rob, how are you? Hope you're all enjoying your chat. PG Thompson. That's the only trouble with this because Chris Pooley. Hello, Chris. How are you, my friend? Nice to see you. So Rob's going to do a live stream. Great stuff. Don't forget to let me know, mate. I'll come on and I'll give you some stick. Hello, Neil. How are you? Robert Dolman. Hello. Did I say hello to you? I don't think I did, actually. Dave Clark. Hello. Mark Pritchard. Hello, Mark. Are you all right, mate? Nice to see you. Shamai. Good afternoon, John Barlow. Steve Jeremiah. I'm attacking or butchering some Gonçalo Alves, Steve. And I tell you what, I haven't picked a chisel up in maybe just over 2 weeks, and it's amazing. After doing virtually coming out here while I was on furlough every couple of days and spending quite a few hours in here, it's really quite amazing. Jason Levron, hello there. Thank you very much, Jason. My turning today is not that brilliant because I'm a bit rusty. Miss T, how are you? What I'm turning, Miss T, is a bit of Gonçalo Alves, and it's on a glue block, and I'm going to be ending up hopefully with a hollow form. As I say, this is not a pre-planned video or anything. I'm only going to be on for another half an hour, I should think, so I won't get it finished. But I just thought I'd get together with everybody or anybody that's around because I'm missing the lives, to be honest with you, and it could be another couple of weeks before I do a proper live. So I thought I'd just come on and see if anybody's about, and I'm amazed at the number of people that have popped along, and thank you for that. Scott Black, hello from North Carolina, hello from mid-Bedfordshire. Thanks for coming along, you're welcome, very welcome. So really and truly, I'm a bit embarrassed actually, there's so many of you turned up because I've got nothing planned, I'm just fiddling about with this this piece. I'm sure that's not true, Brickhouse. I'm sure it's not true. Neil Gould. Hello, Neil. I think I said hello to you earlier on. Hope so. Sydney Bracken. Who has been your greatest inspiration in the craft, Mike? There are so many, Sydney. There really are. I have to mention my good friend Carl Jacobson, because it was him that got me started in it. But I get inspired by so many people, and I suppose Cindy Drozder is one of my. She's the high priestess of fine turning and finials. I love watching her work. Les Thorne from here, Jimmy Clues, Stuart Batty, to name but only a few. There are so many people. I look at them and I realise how much I'm lacking, and it's always great fun and an inspiration to watch these people. And I also get inspired by a lot of people that have only just taken up turning and realise they've got a talent for it. And that's an inspiration as well. Didn't really answer your question, I think, but Jason Leveron, I'm hoping to get back to my lathe soon. I have plenty of wood from the hurricane. Yes, I'm sure you do. Got hit twice within a month. Well, I hope everything was okay with you, Jason. Mark Pritchard, am I in the 360 Wood Turning Club? Yes, indeed I am. I missed last month's meeting because of work. No, I wasn't actually at work, but there were other things I was doing, and unfortunately I'm going to miss this month's meeting, because I'm actually working midnights next week. So I shan't be getting home till about 12:30. So I shall be missing them both this month as well, unfortunately. Joseph is extremely good at finials. I will give you that, Rob. He is. I mean, I love doing finials, but like with my goblets, I break a lot before I get the ones done I want. Want it done the way I want it, I should say. But yeah, Joseph is a very talented turner. And it's about time he started putting a video or two out, or doing a live. What do you say, guys? We shall have the... Let's get Joseph on YouTube. Oh, I'm pleased to hear that, Jason. There was no lasting damage. That's excellent news, mate. One thing I like about you, Rob CP, is your humbleness. It just exudes everything you say. That's okay, Joseph. Thanks very much. Pound sterling, please. What's your favourite aspect of turning, Mike? Hollow forms, bowls, finials, etc. Brickhouse, to be honest with you, my favourite form of turning, which is very boring for people to watch, is wet bowl turning. I just love wet bowl turning, but actually I do like goblets, obviously. I'm very fond of goblets. Hollow forms, I'm really getting into hollow forms at the moment, although you wouldn't think it to watch me turning today. But most aspects of turning I enjoy, but I think hollow forms and goblets and vases and the bigger stuff I really enjoy. But I've got some nice big platters on the go. I'll tell you what, I've got one of my sons brought me a piece of fir. Now, I've never turned fir, and I can't get it because my lead isn't long enough. And it's about 26 inches, 24 inches, something like that, and it's about 4 or 5 inches thick. And it's a piece of fir that they were using to put their Christmas tree in. So there's a great big hole in it, down the middle. And he said, can you turn me they don't use it now, can you turn me a platter? And I looked at it, and the hole gives me about that much to work with, thickness-wise, because the hole goes fairly well down, about 3.5, 4 inches. So I've mounted it on a glue block, and I've trimmed it up, and that's going to go on the lathe, and it weighs a ton. Very, very dry, full of cracks, so that'll be an interesting turn. So I'm looking forward to turning that as well. But anything to do with turning I enjoy. The only thing I don't enjoy is segmented work. I tried it and I haven't got the patience for it, but I do often stand back in amazement at what people do with segmented stuff. Brickhouse Craftworks is saying, Rob, it's hard to be humble when you're perfect in every way. Do you know what? I keep saying that to my wife and she just rolls her eyes at me and I don't know why. And if anybody has arrived that I've missed, please accept my apologies and hello. Scott Black, if you could only use 2 tools for the rest of your turning career, what would they be? What would they be? I think it would have to be a 1/2 inch spindle gouge and I don't know, I'd be lost because I use a lot of different tools. It wouldn't be the skew because I'm not proficient enough at the skew, but yeah, I think it would be a 1/2 inch spindle gouge is one of my favourite tools, and then it would be either my 3/8 bowl gouge or my 3/8 spindle gouge. I think those are, yeah. So that's 3 tools. Glad you agree, BG. Oh, go and round up the geese, Richard. Hurry up and do that. You fatten them up for Christmas. Amanda, I've missed, obviously, quite a few people turning up here. Amanda. No, can't find you. As I said, I apologise to anybody who I missed who's arrived. Mike, which spiraling tool do you use? The spiraling tool, I use the Robert Sorby spiraling tool, the big one, and I'll be honest with you, one of my favourite ones is the little one, but it's the Robert Sorby. I don't use them as much as I'd like to, but I do enjoy using them. There you go. That's answered you, Mark, hopefully. The earth is flat, says John Crawford. Yes, I think the earth is flat. The earth was flat until I turned it. Yeah, well, no, it's just broken in half. BG Thompson, finally got my own Pro Edge this month. Fan-bloody-tastic, aren't they? They certainly are, Mr. BG. I wish, I say this all the time, I wish I'd invested in one in the beginning. It would save me a lot of money and a lot of heartache. They're so repeatable, they're easy to use, brilliant bits of kit. They really, really are. All right, Don. Yeah, you'll... I've got a couple of videos on it actually, and if you look at those and do exactly the opposite to what I suggest, you'll get on famously with them. They are great bits of kit. Douglas Mungham, good afternoon to you, sir. I keep apologising this afternoon. I'm just saying there's absolutely nothing on show. It's just to get together and a chat, and I've got another 10 minutes before I've got to shoot off. But I just wanted to say hello to my live people. Any of my live spectators and viewers that happen to be around. Paul Lockwood, you wouldn't have learned to sharpen properly without the old manual way. I've learned to sharpen properly without the old manual way. Hello, Paul. I'm not sure what you mean by that, mate. I've never done it manually, and by that I mean I've never done it freehand. I'm not able to. When it comes to hollowing, do you prefer traditional cutters or carbide? I apologise if you've ever covered this before. From Brickhouse Craftworks. I've used both. I currently use, and will always use in my opinion, the Simon Hope hollowing tools. I just love them. The majority of them are carbide. He has got one or two which are high-speed steel, which are great as well, but I think the carbide cutters are absolutely fabulous for removing wood quickly and efficiently. So yeah, I would say I go for carbide. Mark Pritchard, if it wasn't for your videos on the Pro Edge, I would have gone down the CBN wheels. You saved me money. Thanks, Mike. That's all right, Mark. I wish I saved myself some money as well. I spent a fortune on CBNs. BG Thompson, the club has won outright, but because of COVID and lockdown here in Australia, clubs have closed and my tools went shut for 2 months. The Pro Edge was so welcome. Yeah, I bet it was, mate. I bet it was. How many are tuned in? I think 120, I think, which I am absolutely amazed at. And 117 now, yeah, they've gone down. Oh, hang on, what's happened? Ooh, there we go. All of a sudden, we've had some fairly heavy thunder, 112 now. We've had some fairly heavy thunder and lightning here as well, and my connection has gone a bit jittery, so if I do cut myself off or I get cut off. Rob, question please. Mike, do your shifts change every week? Yes, they do. Yeah, we have 4 or 5 days after COVID. Since I've been back 2.5 weeks now. It's either a 4-day week or 5-day week. Could be weekends, could be earlies, could be lates. Next week I'm on midnights all week. So yeah, but I'm pleased I got a job because there's quite a few people have been made redundant, unfortunately. Mike Pritchard 50, oh, come on, sorry. All right, oh thanks Mark, yeah. The earth does not spin underneath airplanes, no gravity. Oh, right, okay. Ooh, Gareth Bailey, hoping to order Pro Edge tomorrow. Great Gareth, you will not regret it, Mr. Gareth Bailey, I assure you. Yeah, the thing with I had a pretty good setup with the CBN wheels, 2 8-inch CBNs on a Axminster slow grinder, which I finally got that kit together. It was great, with a one-way system. But when I tried the Pro Edge a couple of times, I thought this can't be this easy, and it is. Once you get everything set up and it's all sorted out, it's just so quick and easy. Matt Held, good afternoon to you, sir. How are you? A very impromptu one this is, Matt, so well, you don't expect much when you watch me anyway, but you can expect even less today. It's basically a chat. Any comments on the Axminster sharpening system that looks much like the Robert Sorby's Pro Edge? Sigurdur, all I can say to you is I've never used it, never tried it, and to be honest with you, I don't know of anybody that has, but I'm sure it's an adequate piece of kit. But the Pro Edge, I can highly recommend the Pro Edge. That's all I can say. Hi Mike, Midnight Joker, how are you? I bought the diamond belt for my Pro Edge, best thing I ever did. I haven't invested in that, Sydney. I don't know if I can justify the cost, but then having said that, maybe one day I will. But yeah, Martin has had his diamond belt for about 2.5 years, I think, Martin Saban-Smith. Try convincing Simon Hope on the Pro Edge, Mike. Hey? Not with you, Steve. Oh, you saying that Simon doesn't like the Pro Edge? Horses for courses, mate. Horses for courses. Hello, Dennis Miko. Hello from West Virginia. Hello from Mid-Bedfordshire. I love the spur of the moment lives, Mike. I'm working just to listen to the pearls of wisdom you have to offer. Well, there's not many pearls of wisdom today, my friend. Let me tell you that. Andy from Thanethi. Pro Edge is a great tool and so easy to use. Yeah, I totally agree. Matt, he says, has one. I think mostly because of his affiliate agreement, says it's just as good. It basically is a linisher, isn't it? It's a belt which is sharpening your tool. So, I don't think it will be any worse. Let me put it that way. He said the belt flaps about too much. Well, he didn't have it set up properly, Steve. Martin, hello, how are you? No, you're not too late, mate. There's nothing going on, really. I was just fiddling about with this piece of Gonçalo Alves, and I got talking, and I suppose I'm just going to carry on talking now. as I say, it's not a turning video, and it shan't be going up on YouTube even. I just wanted to get together with some of my friends from the turning world. Cheers, Leona. All the best, my love. Take care. Thanks for popping in. Another vape. Hello, Leroy. Well, it won't be a pleasant surprise, my friend, because I'm not turning anything really. I was fiddling around with something and I just thought I'd see if anybody was about for a chat. Klondike, how are you? Good afternoon, sir. And Mem, how are you? Douglas Mungan, question mark, what wood and where from? What I'm turning now? There we go. This wood here, that is Gonçalo Alves. Very hard wood, lovely figure. I've turned it a few times before, and I was very kindly given that piece by a good friend of mine, Graham Light, years ago. And this is the first time I've had a chance of turning a piece this large. I've done a couple of goblets out of Gonçalo Alves, but nothing like this. And it is rock hard wood, but it does give a lovely finish. It's got some nice figure in it. It'd be interesting to see when I'm hollowing it out as well. Sydney Bracken, but Mike, once bought, it's all you ever use and it lasts a lifetime, unlike the inferior ones. Yeah, I'm sure it does, Sydney. I'm sure it does. What you mustn't forget is I don't do hours and hours and hours and hours of turning. So I will possibly, when I've got through my ceramic belts, I will consider getting the diamond belt, I think. Don Morris, hi Mike, long time watcher, thank you. Only started turning last month and owing is part of your work, thank you. My pleasure, Don. I'm glad I've inspired you to carry on. I tend to inspire people. I can be better than him with no problem at all, and most people achieve that aim, achieve that goal, I should say. Is the balance of a tool a factor in its use? Midnight Joker, question, is the balance of a tool a factor in its use? I think so, but it's also a very individual thing. If the tool is balanced well, it tends to sit better when you're holding it, but it does depend on your turning style. It does play a part, but it's not in, I mean, I've never actually picked a tool up which is very badly balanced, just some are better balanced than others. But it's a personal thing, as most things are. Vape flavour, Scott Black. Golden Virginia, mate. Golden Virginia. 12 milligram. Used to be 24, but now I'm down to 12. BG Thompson, my wifey also turns. Oh, nice. Gonçalo Alves is her nemesis. She's tried it for 3 pens and blown out all 3. Sworn it's not allowed in the woods. Yeah. The thing is with it, though, BG, it is a lovely wood when it works, when you get it right. But you have to get it right, and I'm hoping I can get this end, well, it won't be today obviously, but I'm hoping I can get a nice hollow form out of this. But it's going to be, I'm going to have to practice a bit. My tool presentation took me about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes to get it right, and even then it's not good. No, Steve, I'm not into any of these flavours. Some of my colleagues at work, they smoke all these weird and wonderful flavours, and this is just, for me, it's just substituting a cigarette. Mike, I've done exactly what you say and not what you do, and it works great for me. That's very kind of you, Mark. I am a little bit tongue-in-cheek sometimes, but I do tend to think that I'm very good at dishing out advice. I don't always follow it myself. So as I've said many times, millions of times before, do as I say, not as I do, and you'll be okay. I'm totally joking. People that know me know I don't think I'm a great honest. Of course you're great, Rob. We've all got to think we're great, apart from me. Shamoy Clive, how are you, mate? Are you well? Midnight Joker, do what I do, Rob. Eat a bowl of awesome every morning. You are what you are. You are what you eat. Mike, did you recognise your bus after a long time off? Do you know what? I had a refresher, Martin, sorry. I had a a refresher, and within a couple of minutes I was back on in a decker and so on and so forth. So yeah, it's like I've been doing it a long time now, so it wasn't too bad. It is very quiet though. We're about 41% of passenger usage to pre-COVID, so we've got a long way to go yet. The industry's got a long way to go. Simon Snewing, is that the Turin Shroud? Yeah, the Turin Shroud. Yeah, that's the Cardiff Shroud, that is. Oh dear. This is what I've missed, is the laugh. I mean, can I say bugger? Yeah, bugger the turning. Let's just have a chat and have a laugh. Paddy Walker. Hello, Paddy. How are you? How do you find yourself having tools you rarely use but cannot bring yourself to part company with them? I've had a great problem over the years, and then one day I put a load of tools into a brown paper bag and dated it, and forgot about them basically, and I put them all on eBay and sold a lot. And then I decided I was going to go with one manufacturer, because I tried a lot of different ones and try and get as au fait as I can with one manufacturer, and that's what I went with, Simon's, the Crown Cryo, and I love them. But I mean, no tools are bad really, it's just some are better than others, and it depends how you feel about your tool. It's the same thing. I say this a lot as well. I do repeat myself. You ask 10 turners the same question and you get 13 different answers. It's a very personal thing. I'll ignore that, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey's Woodworks. So when you get round to your lar. Yes, I will, Sydney. Well, I normally do put a notification up when I'm doing something. Right, what's the matter, Mark? What's happened, mate? Yes, I do, Simon Snewing. Double-ended beading tool is there. There we go. It's got a little one and a big one. Great bits of kit. They are good. I mean, it's nice to be able to turn beads on your own, with a spindle gouge. But if I'm honest, I made this. I did a video on this a long time ago. I made that of an old spindle gouge, and that's great for what I call a half bead. It doesn't go quite as deep as the beading tools, but yeah, they're great. They are good. Paul Lockwood, I think tool choice is all personal. Yeah, I agree. Some I can't get on with. That's right. That's right. We're all human, which means we all different like. Paul Lockwood, that's exactly my sentiment. It's a very personal thing. And I think it's the same in any craft or any sport or anything. It's what you like and what you get on with. Shooter McGavin, you've just got into wood turning. Well, I hope you enjoy your turning journey. Oh God, I bet that was infectious. I bet that was painful, Mark. Oh dear. Well, I hope they get it under control, my friend. Well, Edna, I don't miss smoking because I vape. I'm still addicted to nicotine, but I'm 100% healthier than I was when I was smoking cigarettes. Most useful thing to turn a redundant parting tool into? Do you know what? I don't think there is anything you can turn a redundant parting tool into. I'm sure someone will have an idea, but I really can't think of anything. Redundant spindle gouges and stuff like that can be turned into, as I say, beading tools and point tools and so on, but a parting tool, is it a narrow parting tool? You could make a very small point tool with it if it's not the narrow parting tool. Amanda Barker, hello Amanda. It was Amanda Barker that I didn't say hello to, so hello. I would like the Pro Edge to come ready and set up out of the box. It worries me about setting it up right. Sometimes it can be daunting. I'm better if I'm shown. Amanda, I'm not trying to plug my videos. I did a video on the Pro Edge. The setup is really, really easy. I promise you, it is really, really easy. More than that I can't say. I'm amazed how simple and quick it is to set up and use. That's all I can say to you. You will not regret it. All right, Gavids, you're not late, mate. There's nothing on. I've just had a little get together. It's not even gonna go up on YouTube, this one. This is just a hello to all my regular and irregular viewers. Just wanted to, I'm missing you all, and I've already run over time, which I'm like, Frederick Day, do you have off days? Yes. I've been turning all day and not produced a thing. In fact, ruined 2 bowls. Good job. It's people like you that keep me going. Frederick Day, I get days like that all the time. I really do. I had a day like this starting on the old, I'll go overhead again on this. It's got to end up a hollow form eventually. I was getting bouncing and so on, and that was purely bad tool presentation because I hadn't turned for a couple of weeks. Unless you're turning sort of 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, you're a production turner, it becomes muscle memory. Mere mortals like us, it takes a bit of time to get into it, and you get good days and you get bad days. So don't get too worried about it. My favourite grind. Again, grinds are very, very personal. Who am I to argue with someone like Stuart Batty that says a 40-40 grind is the best? It works for him, it's brilliant. My bowl gouges are normally 55 degrees, give or take. I mean, it's not exacting science in my view, but I'm sure a lot of people say it is. My bowl gouges go 55 degrees, and I have got a 65, what I call a bottom feeder, with no swept back wings, just for clearing up bottom of deep bowls, but I use that very irregularly. So I would say 50 to 55 degrees is the grind, the angle of the bevel that I use personally. But it does depend on your stance and your turning style. Yep, Brickhouse Craftworks. I got really comfortable with a 40-40 grind and really have started preferring it over others. That is brilliant. I haven't actually tried the 40-40 grind. A lot of people use it. I think there's some physics involved there as well, where it will give you the best cut. That's fine. I don't turn enough bowls on an often enough basis to try it. I'm happy with what I've got, but as I say, there are so many variants, so many variants. The thing that does annoy me a little bit is when people, especially newer turners, when you buy a bowl gouge, 90% of the manufacturers, maybe 95% of the manufacturers, send them out with a 45-degree bevel, which is fine, but it is not the recognised bevel for a bowl gouge, in my opinion. But having said that, each to his own. It's a case of really experimenting and finding out what works for you. Paul is going to say something now. Don't measure my angles as I slightly adjust them over time as to what I like. As you say, so many factors like lathe height, tool, rest. Yeah, exactly. Very, very dependent on a lot of factors. But once you get into the groove, if you like, and you're comfortable with what you're using, then that is the angle for you. You know, that's all I can say. Angler grind, just getting it sharp is good. That's another thing. I know you meant it as a bit of a joke, Mr. Retired of Ilminster, but that's very true. You can have all the wonderful angles that you want, but unless your tool is sharp, it's useless and potentially dangerous. I'm amazed at the number of people that still sort of saying, oh, you know, I wonder whether I need to sharpen my tool. If you think your tool needs sharpening, it does. You know, there's no argument. There's no argument to that at all. On a normal piece, what grit sandpaper would you typically start with? Depends what sort of a day I'm having. I started with 120 on a regular basis. I would suggest 9 times out of 10 I'll start with 180, and that's not because I'm a wonderful turner. It's what I start at. After I've done some negative raking, if I'm negative rake scraping, getting a nice smooth surface, around 180, but quite often 120 through the grits. I have started with 80 before now. Oh dear. Mark Pritchard, Mike, when I started turning I went straight for the 55 degree and so glad I did. Yep, that's, you know, people will ask you all these questions and all you can do is give them your personal opinion, what works for you, and it's not a benchmark, it's a level to start at, and then you can tweak it to your own personal needs. Like Paul said, Paul, correct me if I'm wrong, but hasn't the Pro Edge got set angles? Yes. In the words of Steve Jones, a glorified belt sander? Yes. Maybe one day I'll be converted. Well, yes, Paul, it has got set angles, but you don't have to keep to those set angles. You can move it through any degree of angle that you wish. It has preset angles, which you don't have to stick to. I personally have found no problem with it. That's me, you know, and a lot of other people agree with it as well. If you don't agree, Paul, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I just find it brilliant, and that's it. I'll say no more on the subject. And Steve Jones is a professional turner. I've got mountains of respect for the guy. He sharpens without a jig. He does hand sharpening, freehand sharpening. That's brilliant. I can't do it. I've never really practiced it. I use a sharpening system like the Pro Edge or whatever for repeatability and speed, and it works for me fine. Best advice I ever heard from sanding is cutting before scraping, scraping before sanding. Some of the best advice. Yep, that's fine. That's good advice. I'm sure that's not true, T. I'm sure that's not true. No, you're right there, Paul. He is a pure genius. Looking at the Hope wood turning site, which do you prefer, the grub screw or the quick release? Which would you consider be better? They're both good. If you've got a single-ended tool, sorry, this is in reply to Don Morris. If you've got a, it's not a very good example. If you've got a single-ended tool, then a grub screw handle. If you've got a double-ended tool, then the quick release, because I've got different angles on this spindle gouge and it means I can change it quickly. But if it's a, as I say, a single-ended tool, take the scrapers, etc., a grub screw handle. So it's horses for courses. I don't see the point in spending the extra on a quick release if it's just a single tool. Hope that answers your question, Dom. Jason Leveron, one thing with carbides, a lot of times you need to start with 80 grit, then you need to use the bowl gouge to smooth up a bit. Certainly makes a difference. Yeah, I don't use carbide to turn, I use carbide to hollow, but as I say, if you watch Carl Jacobson, who uses carbide a lot, he gets a damn good finish, but then he's used them for years, and I think it's practice makes perfect. But nobody can help me. I have a record post. Steve Jobbins, I can't help you. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, Rob, I've got a 1/4 inch spindle gouge that I use very infrequently. My 3/8 is 45 degrees and 30 degrees. Those are the 2 degrees I got on my spindle gouges. Can you say hello to my mum? She thinks you're talking to yourself. Hello, Dave Clark's mum. How are you? Nice to see you, my dear. Or nice to see your Son chatting. No, I'm not talking to myself. It's okay. Well, I don't think I am. Did I hear correctly that you are participating in the November Maker Day? No, I'm not, Klondike, unfortunately. I think I'm working. Freddie Day, I have trouble sharpening just one side of the skew even when the belt is laid backwards. Sharpening on the left hand side is difficult when using the guide. Are you talking about the Pro Edge, Frederick? First hollowing tool, what would you recommend? Oh, Mark. It depends what you want to do, Mark. If you're going small hollow forms, etc., I'd go with a mini carbide, the mini the mini hollower, the 6mm mini hollower, because you can get quite easily down to about that depth with that, no problem at all. Then you start to lose a bit of stability if you go too deep. So it depends what you want to do. I'll be honest with you, one of the most versatile is this one with square bar. Again, you can actually put a handle on that if you wish, but it is a very, very effective tool, and the cutter is already pre-angled at 45 degrees, and that is the 8mm cutter. They're all very effective, but it depends what size you're thinking of going on. If you're thinking you will eventually go on to bigger stuff, then this chappy here is a brilliant one. Again, that's an 8mm carbide offset. It's on 45 degrees, solid bit of bar. I got that in a medium handle, and and it also fits into the easy arm jig as well, if you wish, as most of the hollowing tools do. So it does depend what you want to be turning. Brickhouse, you mentioned the bottom bowl gouge. No, I don't use a relief, and I know possibly I should, because better men than me do. I just use, that is 65 degrees, straight over grind, and that's what I use for my bottom feeder, as they say. 65 degree angle there. But I am not primarily a bowl turner. Well, not primarily anything turner, really. You can use that square bar in the same handle as the 6mm. Yes, you can. Yeah, you can, Paul. Talk to the tech guys. Miss T, that's all about that. Square shank hollowing tools are great, especially for beginners. Yeah, they are. They give a lot of stability. They give a lot of stability. Square shank hollowing tools are great, especially for beginners. Mark Pritchard, thanks, Mike. You are a wealth of information. I don't know about a wealth of information, Mark. I'll give you my opinion. Whether it's a wealth, I don't know. I think it's a pauper. Right. Try altering the motor presumably the motor gets in the way. That's what you're saying. So try tilting the belt a little bit further down and then that should clear the motor. If it's the left hand side, when it's on the left hand side, it can foul the motor. Depends on the angle that you've got it at as well, mind you. I didn't find, if it's at 35 degrees you should be okay, but if it's 25 degrees like mine are, you can have that problem. But I've got no straight edged skews. I always put a radius on mine anyway, so I don't use that guide. That's me personally, yet again. Evening, James, Wessex. Again, an impromptu video this, no turning, just having a chat with my turning friends. Yes, I have a steady rest. I don't know if my camera will show you this. If you see up there, This is the Klondike. Can you see that there? That's my steady rest. I made that years ago, and I've got blocks on it because when the swing on my lathe has increased. Got to get this right again now. Is that right? Yeah, do it up a bit. When the swing on my lathe increased, I've had to raise it up. But yeah, I don't use it an awful lot, but I do use them. Yes, they're handy things. My pleasure, Brickhouse. Really is, Seth. Seth, hooray, I've finally got your name. Hello, John Mooney. Yes, it will do. It will fit in the handles, yeah. I'm not sure if you measure across. I'm not sure whatever the measurement is across the two corners, that it will fit into that size millimeter handle. Paul did say it would fit in there. Oh, it might do. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a quick look and see if it fits. Oh, I don't want to take the. I don't want to take this off actually, but yeah, it'll either fit into that one there or the bigger one. But if you measure across the two corners, the square, then it'll fit because you have a locking point on there, so it's not going to twist round or anything. So yes, they will fit into the handles. I wouldn't put one on the. I wouldn't put it into a quick release handle though. It would have to be a grub screw handle, in my opinion. This is all gone. That's better, is it? Yeah. Hope that answers your question. How often do I normally put my, when I got my respirator on, I've got all the extraction on, open the doors and I give it a blast with the airline Klondike. I cheat. Question, Mike, are all hollowing tools carbide? No, they're definitely not, no. High-speed steel or carbide. A lot of manufacturers do high-speed steel, teardrop, etc. There's an awful lot. You can also get hollowing tools which have cutters on them, like the Sovereign, is it? Sorby Sovereign, which I couldn't get on with, but a very aggressive bit of kit. So the answer to your question is no, they're not. Okay, thanks, Paul. Yes, Paul Lockwood is saying that that square cutter will fit into the mini. God, bloody hell, nearly killed myself. Oh, will fit into the mini hollower handle. Thanks for that, Paul. Paul is a wealth of information. And Paul, actually, someone was asking me about this here. That was courtesy of Paul Lockwood a few years ago. A very talented guy. And got a lot of knowledge as well, which he is sharing with us. Okay, John, my pleasure. I'm back. Oh, good, you got the geese then. That's good. No, you haven't. Loads of good advice from Paul Lockwood and many others, but not from me, Richard. That's okay, Mark, my pleasure. Mike, my friends keep calling me Mike Waldt because I clean my lathe and kit every night. I don't do it every night, I must be honest, but I like, well, it's not clean at the moment because I'm turning, but I do like a relatively clean workshop, yes. Dave Rothwell, hello there. How are you, my friend? Give my love to Fee. BB Turning, Shay, how are you? You mentioned we all have good days and bad days. I was turning some new skittle pins on Saturday. I made 3 pins and 3 pieces of designer firewood. Give up. Yeah, it does happen, Dave. I know. It certainly happens to me. Yeah, see you, BG. Thanks for popping in, mate. Hello, Shay. No, I did it impromptu, mate. This is on the fly. I started it about, I don't know, an hour, over an hour ago, I think. I was just doing a bit of turning. I'm working, obviously, and I had a day off. I'm doing a bit of turning, and I thought, I don't know, I'm missing my live viewers, so I'll see if anybody's about. And there's currently 126 of you watching, and I'm sure if it went up on YouTube, there'd be loads of dislikes, because it's just me chatting. But yeah, Brian, hello Brian, how are you? Anything to do with clean workshops, snapping finials, breaking goblets, going through the bottom of bowls will qualify you to be likened to me, Rob. What do I use for mobile when you're doing a demo somewhere other than your workshop? Midnight Yoga, I don't do outside demos. I've done a few, but they've been at sort of events, so I don't do regular outside demos. So I haven't got a mobile tool trolley, if you like. Hope that answers your question. Are my tools held on by magnets? No, they're not. Basically, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, if I take this one off, and they're all the same. They're just bits of three-quarter ply, I think it is. Just used a Forstner bit, made a lot of holes, cut them in half, and I screw them up here, and I've just got them on the bottom there to hold the handles in, and I can mix and match, and when I change them around I could just unscrew and put them in different heights. I did try magnets, and I found I magnetised a few tools, which is very annoying when it sticks to the tool rest, so I stopped doing that. Douglas Mungham, question, Mike, in one of your live videos you sharpened some HSS cutters. Can carbide be sharpened? The answer to that is yes, carbide can be honed with a diamond card, and there are a few holders that you can get apparently for that if you've got a CBN wheel. Whether, I must be quite honest with you, I don't think that the ceramic belts will cut it with carbide on the Pro Edge, but you can hone them with diamond cards. I've done it myself, and if you can actually get a I think you can get a fixture that will fit into your drill, and you can put that onto the card and just hone the edge. Do you think we will ever have another UKIS if this pandemic ever allows us to mingle again? Paul Lockwood, yes I do. It won't be UKIS, but I think it might be under another guise, and I think Wood Turning 360 Club, Martin runs that, of which I'm a member, and there are many others. I think there'll be something in the future, yes. When exactly, I don't know, but I'm sure there will be. Mark Pritchard, question, Mike, do you use wax or WD-40 on your lathe bed? I don't use WD-40 because I think it attracts muck. That's what I use on the lathe bed. I've had this for God knows how long, a long time, many years. Wood wax, machine wax from its Axminster. Any machine wax will do, ordinary wax will do, but that's what I use on my lathe bed, and on the banjo, under the banjo as well. Yes, Matt. Right, Matt Hell says Sorby sells a holder. Right, okay. So the diamond, if you've got the diamond belt, then you could sharpen your carbides on the Sorby with the holder. Yep, thanks for that, Matt. Mike, do I use camellia oil? No, I don't, James. No. I'm sure it's very effective and very good. Again, it's very much like what tool you use. I got into a method and a process over the years, and I use what I use, and I find it okay. You know, I find it works. Yeah, as Jason Levron says, don't use WD-40, it attracts dust. WD-40 is a great invention, but it is not ideal. This is the stuff I've used for years for my chucks, etc. I need another can of it. It's dry lubricant. It's a PTFE based spray, and I use that. TJ Turning, sorry I'm late, just arrived on holiday. Oh my goodness me. It's all right, TJ. I'm going to be going myself shortly. This is an impromptu, non-planned event. We're just having a chat, getting together. Paul Lockwood, do you ever go back to the waxes we used to use a few years ago, like beeswax or Canuba wax? I use Canuba wax now on my buffing wheel. if I'm buffing something up. Not very often, but I do. I just tend to use whatever wax I use. Hampshire Sheen, whether it's Hampshire Sheen, Wood Wax 22, the wax of your choice. I just don't see a need to change, to be honest with you. But the answer is, I do use beeswax occasionally, Paul, but very rarely, I must be honest. Hiya Trevor, an hour and a half ago I didn't know I was going to be on either, mate. This is an impromptu little get together. Jason Leveron, a good wax works good. I use Johnson's paste wax, yeah, on all my, yeah. There is a lot of different things that you can use, and everybody's got their preferences, and if they work, then they're the right thing to use. Mike, if your headways go brown, oh, bedways, yeah. If my bedways go brown after turning green oak, what do you use to clean it off, or do you just wax first? If I'm turning wet wood, whatever it is, especially oak, I make sure that I wax and I don't polish it off. I just wax the bedways, leave a film of wax on there, and I clean off regularly while I'm turning. Use the air line, or just get it off with my hand. And then when I finish, again, I'll wax it down. I use on my bedways quite regularly 0000 wire wool, and these very fine, as you can see with the state of it, sanding pads. When I get some stuff on there, like, you know, you get sanding sealer or whatever on there, I give it a rub down with that, then 0000 wire wool, and then wax. See you, Frederick. All the best, mate. Thanks for it. No, my pleasure. As I say, it's just a little gathering. Yes, they do actually, Richard. I seem to remember WD-40 do a PTFE spray. That's the one I would use over WD-40 every time. Okay, EW4 Best, thank you very much for coming in. Take care. Thanks, Sydney. All the very best, mate. Take care, mate. Question to everybody from Mark Pritchard. Can I mix tung oil with beeswax and mineral oil? Never done it. Haven't got the foggiest. Not the person to ask, but hopefully somebody on here will have the answer. Oh yeah, Shay's, yeah, maintenance lathe video. I think everybody, I say everybody's done one. I'm not taking anything away from you, Shay, I assure you. Everybody's got their own methods and their own ways. Look at as many as you can, get your ideas, and then decide on a method and stick with it. That's what I would advise. Okay, Simon, you take care, mate. Take care, mate. Thanks for coming in. Silicone spray, you would imagine it is. Let me put it this way, Steve, anything is better than WD-40, because as someone said earlier on, it attracts dust. Yeah, I think, Paul, I'll retract something. If you're using WD-40 and then wiping it off, I don't see a problem with it, because it's not there. When it's left, it tends to attract dust and in some instances turn to gunk. If you're doing your locks on your car, the worst thing you can do is WD-40, because it sort of gunks up over the years or over time. So I don't think there's any problem using it per se as a cleanser, if you like, wiping it off, because it's not there to collect the dust, is it? To match Allen keys to tools, I use a small amount of my daughter's nail varnish. I also use the same principle to group tools. Good idea, Brian. Texas Sugar makes a tung oil wax polishing compound. I never used it. People I've watched love it. Yeah, Rico said there are so many products out there. I've tended over the last few years now to try and focus on what I've got and use what I've got, basically. Take care, Retired. Thanks for coming in, mate. You take care, mate. Hello, Derek. Derek's saying just leave your lathe covered in paint, it works for Ed. Well, your Russ can't get it then, you see. All is well, Andrew, thank you very much. This, I keep saying this and people are going to get bored. It's an impromptu. I just wanted to just go live while I was pottering, and I was starting to turn a hollow form, and I thought I'd just have a fly in the wall thing, but I got chatting, so I've done absolutely bugger all to it apart from turn one half of its shape, and I've got to go shortly. So that'll be it. You take care, Richard. Yep. Hopefully next time it'll be a bit more, well, a lot more turning. You take care, Andy. Thanks for popping in, mate. Nice to see you. Shall I, mate? Right, I'm going to have to go as well, I'm afraid. I've overstayed my my welcome anyway. Martin, Colwyn Way, Axminster Tool Centre prefers in the 2 videos each week calendula oil for the lathe. Yeah. Well, Richard, thanks, BB. We'll try that. Yeah, Richard, thanks for your impromptu live. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was just, as I say, I'm not going to say it again, just a nice little get together. So thank you everybody who's turned up. I am really humbled, as I always am when I see the people that turn up for me. Thanks very much indeed. I've learned a lot. I hope you've picked a few things up, not just from me, but from everybody else on the chat, and that was really the whole idea of it. Will you take care? Patrick Bones, I'm sorry, but I'm off, mate. Thanks very much for turning up. And you all take care. Have a great week, and hopefully see you in the not too distant future. Take care now. Cheers.